What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Hope everybody had a great trading week last week. Coming to you again for another Sunday night market breakdown on gold and US30. So again, hope everybody had a great trading week last week. Just to update you guys, I did not trade last week. I was kind of still watching the markets and just trading on a demo account. Just to kind of make sure that I'm still in the market, just trying to continue to test my strategy, stuff like that, continue to do my analysis. So what I did do, of course, I have a little bit more capital right now, so of course I went and restarted my 50K Top Step Challenge. So I will be moving forward with that this week. So of course you guys can always follow me on Instagram, IG, on as Nikki_Pips. So you guys can follow my Instagram there. Sorry, I keep saying YouTube. My Instagram there. I post all my trades on there every single day, so you guys can follow a trader who is very honest and transparent about everything, my wins, my losses, everything. That is kind of the issue with our industry right now for trading. A lot of people don't show their real capital, stuff like that. They're using demo accounts, all this stuff. So it's been an ongoing thing for the last couple of years. So of course, if you do want to follow somebody like myself, all my trades are true and honest. So, and hopefully you guys get some value from it as well. So, so just like we do every Sunday, of course, we're going to start with news first. So we're going to make sure we check out news, see what news we have going forward for this week. Also, if you guys don't already know, I'm not sure how this is going to affect the market, but our president, Joe Biden, has withdrew from continuing to be in the race to continue as president. So I'm not sure how that's going to affect the markets. I do believe it's going to affect it in some way. So we just have to see how much that affects the markets. So let me share my screen really quick, and we'll get into it. All right, guys. So you can see my screen now. So of course, this is Forex Factory. This is where I actually go to look at all my news. So if you ever want to check the news in the foreign exchange or just in the market in general on different pairs, you can go to forexfactory.com. So, and then of course you go to the calendar section, and this is where you're going to see all of our news. So let's go through it. So Monday, there's going to be nothing. Usually Mondays are very slow, so not always the best day to trade, just because there's not a lot of volume in the market yet. So let's see, Tuesday, nothing really here as well. So existing home sales. So we always, when we do this Forex Factory for the news, we always want to look for red folder days, and typically for USD only. So because the two pairs that we trade, at least for the analysis that I do on here, is of course gold against the US dollar, and then of course US30. So that's all going to affect the US dollar. So, all right, so Wednesday, we do have a little bit of news. So flash manufacturing PMI, flash services. So of course with this, just kind of, I don't really go through this too much, but if you guys want to navigate through this, you can actually click on these folders here right next to it, open the detail, and it'll actually tell you what it's for. So of course, for the flash manufacturing PMI, it's for S&P Global, level of a diffusion index based on survey purchasing managers in the manufacturing industry. So this won't really move the market too much. So then you can close this out. So typically with this, of course, there's some key ones that we always look for NFP, CPI, things like that. Those are really the main ones we look at. Unemployment claims is another one, but that's really only if you trade pre-market. So of course, market opens at 9:30. So of course, if you happen to trade pre-market, you could try to find an entry and capitalize on unemployment claims. So we do have that on Thursday. But other than that, you can, however this moves the market, you can actually find a retracement, and you can find an entry on there as well. So Thursday, that's pretty much all we see. Friday, we don't have much either. So not too much going on this week. It's kind of weird. There's usually always like kind of CPI or there's another one also. What's it called? Oh, Chair Powell speaks. So Chairman Powell, when he speaks, it happens to move the market really drastically. I've seen in the past where in the time that he was giving a speech or whatnot, it literally like skyrocketed the market or either dumped. So pretty crazy. So, but nothing really too much to worry about this week. So that's kind of a good thing because news can really move the market very drastically depending on what pairs you trade. So let's go here. So also, while of course I'm going through this, guys, if you guys want to throw a message in the chat, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Definitely want to help you guys out every Sunday when I do these. You can even say what's up as well, give a shout out. So, all right, so let's take a look at the chart for gold. All right, so here we go. We have gold. So of course, we're always going to do a top-down analysis. So we're always going to start on the higher time frame. So we're always going to start on the weekly and look for. I'm going to clear this out. So we're always going to look for our trend. So of course, right now, what do we see? We see a lot of consolidation. So if you guys don't know what consolidation is, the market usually moves three ways. So I'll kind of do a little path thing right here. So typically the market will go like this. So it'll make what we call higher highs and higher lows. So of course, if you see the market moving up like this to where you see these candles are making higher highs and higher lows. So of course, this one is always higher than this one and vice versa. Typically, we're going to have a bullish trend. So it's going to continue to go up. All right. So, and then of course, a bearish trend is of course in the opposite direction. So that's more of it coming up like this, coming down, coming up a little bit, coming down, coming up, coming down, coming up, coming down. So same thing. You see the trend. So it's making a bearish trend. So it's going down. So, and again, same thing applies here, but just in the negative. So of course, this one is lower than this one. This one is lower than this one, and so on and so forth. So that is a bearish trend. And then the last one is exactly this right here. So of course, when you see the market just kind of doing this, It's not really doing much, just going up, down, up, down, up, down. So this is what we call consolidation. So indecision. So it's not doing anything. It's just going up, down, up, down. There's no real direction. So that's kind of what's been happening the last couple of weeks, like literally since, let's say, since April. So of course, you can put a box around this. So this is a big consolidation, of course, as a grand scheme of things. So of course, we make this bigger, it's still going to look the same. We came up, we came down, we came up, we came down. So there's a lot of indecision. So, but not to say that we definitely hit some all-time highs last week, for sure. So of course, if you see this candle right here, this was Monday the 15th, so this was last Monday. So of course, we had a huge push up all the way to about $24.87, so almost $2,500 an ounce for gold. So this is crazy. Like, it's kind of monumental because again, this pair has reached all-time highs. It's never been this high. So pretty crazy. So of course we had to have a pullback. So that's exactly what happened. So of course with this candle, so just so you guys don't know, anybody of you guys that are new on here, when it comes to candles, there's two things that make up a candle. You have the body of your candle, which is this area that's filled in, and then a wick, which is just this, like, exactly like a candle wick, just like this. So just same thing like on an actual candle. So of course when this does this, this usually, I want to say the candle tells a lot. So each candle tells a lot. So of course we're on the weekly time frame here, so every candle that you see represents a week. So just so you know, so of course as we go down the smaller time frames, each one represents either a day, 4 hour, or 1 hour, 30 minutes. So all these candles tell a story. Obviously, it tells how the market is moving. So of course, last week when we got all the way up here and we had a huge pullback, so we actually ended up closing right down here. So at about 23.98. So of course it's a little bit different when you're looking at a bearish candle versus a bullish candle. So of course these green candles are bullish candles, these red candles are bearish candles. So of course they're going down. So of course with this candle, just so you know, of course when it closes, when it's a bearish candle, it closes on the bottom. So anytime, like when the candle closes at that certain time frame, it's going to close on the bottom here. So when you have a bullish candle, it closes at the top. So it never closes down here. It always closes at the top. So like, for instance, this candle, it had a pullback, came all the way down here, came all the way back up here, and then closed right here. So we closed at about 24.13 for this candle. So, excuse me. So right now, again, we're looking for trend. So as of right now, it's hard to kind of decipher, but of course we can see how this moved. Like, it's still consolidating, or it's still consolidating on a higher time frame. But I mean, for instance, the trend itself is still bullish. So of course, if we look here, if I had to zoom out a little bit, where do we think the market is going? Is it going up or is it going down? So obviously it's going up. So even though, yes, we may have some consolidation here right now, but overall, what is the trend of the market of gold? Has it been going up or going down? So of course, we can usually take a trend line indicator here and kind of drag from here to here. So, and typically you want to have 3 points ideally. So, but I can literally drag this like this. And of course, if it hasn't broken this line, then it's bullish. So in order for there to be a change of direction to where it's going to continue to be bearish and change direction, this candle would have to break this line, ideally. So that's how on the higher time frame we would know that the trend would change. But ever since, since October 31st, we've had some bullish movement. So it's gone up a little bit, came down, came up, consolidated a little bit, came down, came back up, consolidated again, and we had a huge push up. So it's definitely still bullish. So of course, I always like to write that down so you remember. So of course you'll have a box here. So we're going to put weekly. So the weekly is bullish, okay? And then of course I'll explain a little bit more on like when we put these and how to really find what we're looking for the rest of the week, okay? So weekly is bullish. Now we're going to go down to the daily. So now what is the daily showing us, okay? So of course here we're really just going to focus on here because this is where all the movement was made last week. So of course, see if we see here, this was June 27th. So we're really focusing on really just right here. So this is, again, this is the day. So each candle is now a day. So we're no longer looking for trend now. But again, I have a feeling that moving forward, we're going to continue to make higher highs. I don't foresee it to dump all the way down like this. So again, this is where we're going to actually mark our key areas. So of course, if we see here, we have to look at where price has touched multiple times. So of course, price right here has touched multiple times. So of course, we're going to put a horizontal ray right here. So, and I typically like to do it to the wick, not to the body. So right here, this is going to be our major support. So we're going to have major key levels, we call them. Okay. So this is, think of it like this. This is like the floor. So the floor gives you support, right? So this is going to be your support area. Up here, this is going to be resistance. So this is going to be our resistance area. You have a ceiling and then you have a floor. Okay. So of course, we're going to look for another area here of support. So I want to say we have another area here that's tapped into. So this is going to be another area of support. And then we have our current resistance right here. So since this is an all-time high, there's nothing above this. So this is the only area we have to go off of. All right. So of course I can write in here major support. Major support area, and then of course we can put roughly 2300. I'll put, and we can actually change the coordinates on this. We'll do 2300 on that. So it moves it down a little bit so we have more of an even number. Alright, so we got our major support level, and we have another major support level right here. Alright, major support level there. It's going to be 2396, so of course I'm going to make that 2400. So same thing here. got 2,400 right there. All right, and then we have our resistance area, so major resistance. Oh, sorry, give me 1 second. Oh, there we go. All right, so major resistance, and for us, it's going to be, we'll do 2485 for that one. All right, so we'll do 2485 for that one. And then, all right, so of course we can see where we had a pretty consistent level here. So of course this is a range right here. So this is what we call a range. If you've seen the candles kind of stay in one area, so it basically respects this support level, so it never dropped below it. So it wasn't until we got up here that it actually broke through this resistance, but then we ended up having a pullback right back into this zone again. And then of course we came back up, tapped this resistance area, so we couldn't break past it like before. So it didn't respect it. It came right back down, and then bam, tapped right into the support level again. So it came back up, boom, tapped into the support level again. And then it wasn't until then that it tapped into here. We had a little bit of pullback, and then it broke through. So of course you always want to look for like patterns, stuff like that. So for me, again, this is just a prediction. I do see this. Of course we had this huge candle here, obviously. So this is what it looked like last week. So we had a very bearish week last week. So, but I have a good feeling that we're going to continue to come back up. So, or we could have a little bit of pullback, or push up rather here, and then we're going to come back down again. So we just have to really see what the market's going to give us. But for right now, and then let me pull here really quick. So we got to do, because we didn't get to do this. Sorry. So the daily for us is still bullish. So of course it has to break past here. So if it goes into this range, we could very well be bearish. But for right now, the daily is bullish. Alright, so the daily is bullish here. Alright, so we'll go down on the 4 hour, and we'll see what the 4 hour looks like. Okay. So as of right now, since we came up here, we had a pull back up and then came all the way back down. So of course, if we, because we're at this major support level right now, so of course we have to see if it's going to continue to respect this support level to where it may come up here and then boom, come back down. So, and it may go back into this range here. So, but again, we're looking at the overall trend. So, but since we haven't broken this area here and we did pull back down, it's going to be considered bearish. So hopefully this makes sense to you guys. All right, so this is what we call our top-down analysis right here. Okay, so but again, the higher time frame is king. So the more the direction of the higher time frame, that's more than likely where it's going to go as far as the trend, everything like that. So with that said, of course, the weekly is bullish, the daily is bullish. So in that regard, we're still more than likely we're going to be looking for buys. So we just have to wait and see if it's going to respect the support level and see where it goes from there. If it doesn't, then we may continue to make new lows and continue to push down before we push back up. So that's what I see for gold this week, guys. All right. So, even on the lower time frame, you can see, we came all the way up here, came down, came up a little bit, and then pushed all the way down here, right back into the same zone. So right into this major support level. So, and then of course you see here, this was huge. This was during news. I think this was on July 11th. So that was what? July 11th was 2 Thursdays ago. So of course we had news and we had a huge push up. Like it literally just skyrocketed. And then of course we had a huge push down here and it continued back up. And then we had a huge push down right back into the support level. So because it's gone here and it's actually respecting the support level, again, I have a good feeling that we're gonna make some higher highs and higher lows. So I have a feeling that we're gonna tap into here. So watch, let me show you this. So as far as a rectangle, I definitely feel like we'll tap into here. This area here. This area right here. And then of course up here for sure. Cool. And then of course, we'll tap back into here. But for right now, I can definitely see us tapping into here, maybe having a pullback a little bit, tapping into here, pull back a little bit, and then come into this area right here. So that's what I kind of see again for gold. So let me close this out. All right. So, all right, let's take a look at US30. So, of course, just so you guys know, I'm looking at this on futures. This is not Forex. So this is a different type of trading. It's called futures. So I mainly, you can actually trade. This is, well, the best way to describe it is Forex, of course, has some unregulated brokers, majority of them. And then, of course, futures, they're all regulated. So it's just a better platform to trade on, or a different method of trading, so to speak. So if you guys want to know a little bit more about futures and the difference between Forex and futures, just put a comment down below and I can answer that for you. All right, so here we go. We got US30. So it's called E-mini 30 on here. So of course, mini for futures is, of course, it's a lower lot size, or it's a lower contract rather. So that's another difference. Also, Forex uses Forex uses lots, and futures uses contracts. So that's the difference with that. Okay. All right. So of course, let's go on the higher time frame. So same thing with US30. Look at that. Made some huge all-time highs. So of course, last week it got all the way up to $41,681. So that's monumental. That's crazy. So again, trend-wise. So just so you guys know, and I've said this on a lot of my other videos and lives, US30 moves very similar to gold. So just so you guys are aware. So I don't know if I can minimize it like that, but oh no, I guess I can't because it makes it too small. So I want to kind of do a side by side so you guys can see both. I can kind of flip between the two. Actually, let me see on here if I can do two screens. Let's see. Okay, there you go. So this is gold. And this is US30, obviously. So look how similar and how they move. So if you see, they're both bullish right now, and this is gold. So very, very similar. So it's crazy how similar they are. So just wanted to show you guys that. So you guys can see this. It's kind of crazy. But let me. Okay. All right. So back to US30. So let me fix this real quick. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So of course, trend-wise, right? So of course, trend is still bullish. So of course, here we're on the weekly. So of course, we're going to do our top-down analysis. So weekly is bullish. Okay. So now we're going to go down to the daily, and of course, we're going to look at this as well. So right now, since we have a little bit of a pullback, that's fine. That doesn't necessarily indicate that it's bearish. So because it has to break through here. So this support level right here. So with that being said, our daily is still going to be bullish. All right. So of course here on the daily, this is where we're going to do our key levels. So of course, just like on gold, we're going to find our support and resistance. Okay. So I'll leave this right here. Okay. So support level wise, where do we see that the price tapped multiple times? So pretty much right here, right? All right. So we're going to grab our horizontal, and we're going to put a line. I want to say, yeah, right here. So of course, even though it tapped all the way down here, it tapped here, came up, tapped back again, tapped into here again. So of course, that's going to be a support level for us. All right, where's another support level we can see that it's tapped into? So we don't necessarily even have to just look right here. We can actually look right here. So right here is going to be another one. So because remember, it tapped in here before, tapped here, tapped here, tapped here. So that's 4 times. All right. And then we have, of course, our resistance. So of course, this has made all-time highs. So of course, there's nothing higher than that. So that's the area that we're going to be. That's going to be our resistance. All right. So let's mark here. This is our major support. And then where are we at? 38. We'll do 38,200. Okay. So 38,200. Our other support level here. Major support levels at 42.19. So we'll do 215 there. Actually, we'll do 200. We'll keep it like that. So 40,200, 38,200, and then our resistance, major resistance. Whoa. So let me redo that. All right, and what was that level at? That was at 41,670. So we'll do 700. Try to keep it as neutral as possible, or even as possible. Okay, 41,700. We'll make that the same too. All right, cool. All right, perfect. All right, so then of course we have our areas right here. So of course we have to see if it's going to respect this support level here. So it may continue to push down here before it goes back up. So because like I said, gold and US30 are very similar to how they move together. All right, so let's go down to the 4 hour. So let's bring this down here. Cool, there we go. All right, so let's expand this a little bit. Okay, so of course here we see we had a huge push down. So of course, again, here you have another support level on a lower time frame. So of course, we have to see if it's going to respect this level as well. So, but as it looks right now, of course, the 4 hour is going to be bearish. So not all time frames are going to look the same, guys. Okay. All right, so look, we can even look at this, and what did we put on gold? So gold is exactly the same. Look at that. So weekly bullish, daily bullish, 4 hour bearish, and then what on US30? What did we put? Weekly bullish, daily bullish, 4 hour bearish. So same thing. So again, even on the lower time frame, we saw a huge pull down. Right here, we call this a pullback because, of course, it came up and then it pulled back. It never just kept going straight up. So, and that's how the market moves. So you always have to watch out for this. So, of course, when you have a good run that's bullish, always wait for the pullback because you can capitalize on that. So, like say, you could come here. You see this candle right here. More than likely, and even here, because remember, this ended up closing up here, so it didn't go anywhere else. And then, of course, it created this other wick here, so you could have taken a sell position. So you could have took a short position here, probably got in, maybe right here. You could have put your stop loss right above here, and then, of course, you could have targeted, even like a 1 to 2, like so right there. So you would have been in profit. So, but look what happened. It ended up coming right back down to this support area right here. So you could have maximized. So look at that, 1 to 4 risk to reward. So something like that. So again, so with US30, I think it's going to move very similar to gold. So we just have to watch how this moves, and of course see how the news affects anything this week. There's not a lot of news, but we still want to watch out for that. So let's see, we can go down on a lower time frame, just kind of see what it's doing. So of course here we can see the market opened. So not much going on. So of course right here. So this is the 21st. So right here, Sunday. So of course we had a little bit of bearish movement here. So it came down, came up. So we just need to see if it's going to continue to pull down, or if we're going to surpass here. So we're going to surpass this area right here, and it's going to continue to go up and tap into this area here and here. So, or if it's going to continue to go down. So, because again, typically you want to look for higher highs, higher lows. So remember what I said about higher highs, higher lows. So of course this would be like I showed you on the bearish side. So of course here you had a drop down here, it consolidated. So we had some consolidation here, but it came up, came back down, came up a little bit, came back down, all the way down here. We came up, consolidated, came up, came down. So you can see we had more of a bearish movement than anything. So like even if I were to move this over, see, it was doing some weird stuff, but it still became lower. So that was more bearish movement. So, but again, I do see some continued bullish movement. I think we're going to continue to make higher highs, just where we're at right now. Another thing you can also do is, of course, you can just look at the US dollar itself. So because I have the US dollar on here. So you can kind of see how it's been moving lately. So I still don't know how much it moves with futures, but Forex, of course, Forex it usually moves in the opposite direction. So, but right now, of course, the US dollar is continuing to go up. So of course we did have some pullback, obviously, but it's making its way back up. So usually gold will do the opposite. So if this goes up, gold will go down. If this is going down, gold will go up. So, but again, I'm not too sure how that works with futures, because I've just started futures not too long ago. So, but aside, even if you didn't have this as like an added confluence, we called it, like just additional data to help you. Again, I just look at the actual trend. So you just go on the higher time frame and just look at the trend. Where is it going? See, we're still going up. So we're still going up. So yes, granted, for this, we did break through this line here, but we could easily tap back into this, tap down or come down a little bit and then come back up and tap into these highs again. So, but again, on the higher time frame, that's where we're at. So, but what's going to determine if we end up changing a direction and actually becoming bearish is if this candle here breaks through this support area. Because right now, we're right here. So if it ends up breaking through, then more than likely we're going to continue to be bearish. We're going to continue to push down. So we could very well push back into this range again. So before we come back up. So we got to see how the market moves. So other than that, that is it for our Sunday night market breakdown. Hope you guys got some valuable information from that. Hope you guys grasped how to kind of break down a chart for the most part, always starting at the higher time frame and just working your way down. And of course, always looking at the higher time frame as well. All right, and then of course you take your entries on the lower time frame. So I forgot to show you guys on this. Of course, if you do take a trade on the lower time frame, of course when you go for your entry, I typically go on the 15 or the 5 minutes. So of course you can see here on gold. So for instance, where it is right now, that you can see even on the 15-minute, we had a huge push down. So now we're sitting here at this major support level. But now on the lower time frame, we have to see if we're going to continue to make moves back up. So make moves back up into this area here. So, but again, say if you did want to take a trade, then of course, say like I'll go back a little bit here. So like say if you want to do, if you saw that we're making lower highs and lower lows, like you could literally, this is what we call a breakout too. So like if you have an area that's consolidated, and you're just waiting for that, breakout, you could take an entry here. So again, you take a short position, say if you got in like right here. So you can actually, you always want to go above the previous high. So of course, even if I were to expand this like this, so and you wanted to shoot for like a 1 to 2, something like that, or even like I said, 1 to 2. So boom, you would have caught this right here, and it kept going as well. Like look at that. Imagine if you would have took this all the way down. That would have been like almost a 1 to 8 risk to reward. So crazy. So again, those are some ways you can take your positioning on a lower time frame. So like always, I appreciate you guys. If you guys do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have other traders that are on here and you want them to get some value out of these videos that I do, as well as these lives. If you want to know a little bit more about trading, please comment down below, and I will definitely reach out to you on that. But other than that, I definitely want to do some more videos for you guys. Definitely be along the journey with me with my Top Step 50K challenge I'm going to continue with. Again, you can follow my IG, Nikki_Pips. You can follow my journey every day. All right. So stay tuned for the next Sunday night market breakdown, and I'll see you later. Have a great trading week. Peace.